Dear friends, welcome to the session on Digital India Land Records Modernization Program, a Public Policy Analysis. My name is Dr. Gadadhar Mahapatra. This session has three objectives. First, to understand the transformation in the land governance management system in India. Second, to develop insights about the important components of a Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. Third, to examine the current status of implementation of Digital India Land Record Modernization Program and also discuss the emerging issues and concerns in achieving complete digitization of land records in India. This session has various key themes and issues such as transformation in land governance management system in India, historical backdrop towards computerization of land records in India, components of a Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, progress of components under Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, public policy initiatives towards improving the implementation of a Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, finally conclusion and policy implications. To begin with, land ownership is broadly defined by the access to a land title. Land title is a document that determines the ownership of a land. Having a clear and title to land protects the rights of the title holder against other claims made by anyone else to the property. However, land titles in India are unclear due to various reasons such as legacy issues of the zamindari system, gaps in the legal framework and poor administration of land records. India's spectacular improvement on the overall index of ease of doing business stands in marked contrast to the dismal showing with regard to the component of the index that relates to the directly land issues. Land ownership in India as determined by sale deeds, basically a record of the property transaction between the buyers and sellers, is presumptive in nature and subject to challenge. Land records consisting of property maps, sale deeds are poorly maintained. They do not reflect on the ground position. There is a high degree of inaccessibility of the records maintained by common man. Policy responses have been to address modernization and digitization of land records. Government of India introduced programs focusing on computerization of land records in 1980s. These includes strengthening of revenue administration and updating of land records in 1987 and 88. Computerization of land records started in 1988 and 89. In 2008, Department of Land Resources under Ministry of Rural Development merged two land record modernization schemes to launch this flagship scheme called National Land Records Modernization Program. National Land Records Modernization Program includes conclusive titling as the ultimate goal of land record modernization. The National Land Record Modernization Program has since been revamped as the Digital India Land Records Modernization Program as a central sector scheme with 100% central funding with effect from April 2016. The Digital India Land Record Modernization Program was extended beyond 31st March 2017 to 31st March 2020 with the change in the funding pattern. In 2020 and 21, the program has been allocated with a rupees 239 crore, which is a 377% increase over the revised estimates of 2019 and 20. Digital India Land Record Modernization Program has several major components and activities. Component 1 includes computerization of land records, which includes computerization of a record of rights, digitalization of cadastral maps, integration of a record of rights, both textual and spatial data centers at the state level. Component 2 includes computerization of registration, computerization of a sub-register office, data entry for valuation details, data entry for legacy encumbrance, data for determined period, scanning and preservation of old documents, and connectivity between sub-registered tehsils. Component 3 includes survey and resurvey. Component 4 includes modern record rooms. Component 5 includes training and capacity building. Component 6 includes project management unit for monitoring of the program. Component 7 includes core GIS, village index based maps from satellite imagery for creating the core GIS. Under Digital India Land Record Modernization Program of Department of Land Resources under Ministry of Rural Development, government has achieved over 90% of digitalization of land records. Out of the identified 6,55,959 villages, land records have been computerized in 91%, that is 5,91,221 villages across the country. At least half a dozen states have achieved over 99% digitalization, including Tripura, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand. States like Odisha and Sikkim have achieved 100% digitalization, along with union territories like Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Lakshadweep. The record of rights is basically the record that shows how rights to land are derived for the landowner, and records of the property transaction from time to time. The real-time updation of a record of a right and maps have been done for only 22% of the villages. 22 states and union territories have started issuing digitally signed record of rights. Mutation of records, that is basically the transfer of ownership, mutation have been computerized for 59% of the villages. This means that the remaining 41% of the villages do not have updated records with the current data on ownership. If the intent of digitizing records is to have an easy access to correct data, real-time updating of property records becomes essential. Coming to some of the state-specific issues in land administration and implementation of Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, the Standing Committee on Rural Development 2019-20 noticed that the work under the program is being completed at a slow pace. It recommended that Ministry to ensure expeditious completion of the modernization of land records in all over the states. Some states like Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Nagaland and Manipur are not able to implement some of the components under Digital India Land Record Modernization Program due to the community ownership of lands and non-availability of land records with respective to governments. Department of Land Resource has been putting in all efforts through review of meetings and follow-ups through field visits, DO letters and emails to resolve such issues. The positive outcome of the review meetings has been emerged, and states like Manipur, Mizoram and Nagaland have started reporting progress on various components of Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. It is expected that major activities under Digital India Land Record Modernization Program would be completed in the entire country before the financial year 2023-24. Steps initiated for effective implementation of the Digital India Land Record Modernization Program includes creation of a unique ID for land parcel. Department of Land Resource is contemplating to create unique ID for the land parcel in the country with international standard. Similarly, Department of Land Resource has developed a national generic document registration system through NIC under the broad aegis of computerization of records component of the Digital India Land Record Modernization Program to include requirements of all the states. Till date, this system has been launched in 5 states including union territories, namely Punjab, Andaman and Nicobar, Jharkhand, Manipur and Goa. To sum up what has been discussed so far, the implementation of this program is a complex, sensitive and voluminous work involving cumbersome and time-consuming process. The gestation period of completion of the various activities or components of the program is relatively longer as compared to other schemes. During 2019 and 20, fund release was permitted only on a reimbursement basis up to 31st December 2019. However, a mobilization advance up to 30% was allowed only for the first installment during 2018 and 19 and subsequent installment on reimbursement basis only. Due to this change, very few proposals were received from states and union territories, which impacted release of a fund as well as physical progress under the scheme. Now, Department of Expenditure has approved the restoration of a funding pattern from reimbursement basis to advance basis and also restored the components like Program Management Unit, Survey and Resurvey and Core GIS with effect from 1st January 2020. Thanks for watching this video.